Hi, this is Antoine. So today we're going to talk about SEO, and especially the question I keep on hearing again and again and again is, how do I know it's working and what am I paying you for exactly? We're going to talk about that. Let's get started. So what prompted that video was this week I got a phone call from a colleague of mine in Fort Lauderdale, and she has a client, a chiropractor in the Fort Lauderdale area, that is currently paying an SEO company and was asking the question. Since she knows me, she asked me to take a look at the website and figuring out what was going on. The question was, what am I paying for, and how do I know that the SEO is working? So I'm going to show you now what I did to do the analysis, and you could actually do the exact same thing with your website if you're wondering about those two questions: what am I paying for, and is it working or not? So let me show you what I did in step one. So step one, I go in and take a look at the website. And that's the first thing I do. And I have the website right in front of him. So I'm just going to look at it, and I'm going to get a quick sense of how the website is laid out, the quality of the design, the quality of the SEO, and I'm just going to look at a few things. And then I'm just going to run a few analysis on the website that are free, they're easy, and they're accessible to you. So the first thing I do is go to Moz Local. It's moz.com/local, and then I'm going to put, you're going to see the link right below, so you just can click on it. And all you have to do is you put your business name right there and your zip code, and then you just click on check my business listings. What it's going to do then is going to show you listings of businesses that are within that zip code, within that name, and then you're going to have to find yours, click on that, and then you're going to get a result. So here's the results that I got for this chiropractor. That's what showed up. So that was the first, in my opinion, first red flag, because this is the basis in SEO, especially for local SEO. The vast majority of companies are actually local companies, whether you're an attorney, a professional, a dentist, a chiropractor, a coach, a swimming pool, whatever you are. Most businesses, at least that I deal with, are local businesses. And this is the first thing that an SEO company should fix for you, which is your local listings. And this will give you the truth. In this case, it's 33% current score, which is 33 out of 100. My expectation for a company that actually is doing SEO would be to be at least in the 80 to 90%. That would be my expectation. Anything below that would be a red flag. Anything below 50% is something's up, like something is not being done. So let me explain to you what Moz is. Moz actually, what it does is it lists the 14 major aggregators of data that Google looks at in order to determine who you are, what you do, what services, what's your address, what's your phone number, and so forth and so on. So this is extremely important that you are accurate there, because this is one of the things that Google is going to be looking at. It's looking at these 14 major data aggregators, and you can see some of them, you have Foursquare, you have Bing, you have Yahoo, you have HotFrog. You probably have never heard of HotFrog. Best of the Web, City Search. You have Yellow Pages, believe it or not. They're looking at that. Axiom, which is actually one of the major data aggregator. This is actually listed as incomplete. This is what Google is looking at. So it's extremely important that this is done. This is step one, basics in SEO. This should be done. So if you want to know whether it's working or not, and you have a question about the quality of the work that is being done in SEO, that should be the first thing, and you should have at least a 70 to 80% accuracy. So that's really step one. Here they have 33%, 59% incomplete, 5% inconsistent, 1% duplicate. That is just a mess. So this is first red flag, first big warning. The second website I'm going to look at, it's called Nibbler, Nibbler, and I'm going to put the link below. What you have to do is you basically put your URL there, so www.yourcompanyname.com, and you just click on the little button test. And here is the result for that same chiropractor. And what it's going to give you is an overall score out of 10, 5.1. Now, I don't know how long you were in middle school, but a 5.1 out of 10, that's an F. That is not really good. And then it's giving you all the areas that are actually problematic with the website, giving you a score of 0 for bad things and then a 10 for things that are actually good. So it gives you an overall rating of your website. Again, if you're doing SEO, you're never going to get a 10, by the way, and you're never going to get 100% with Moz Local because it kind of moves, but you want to be more in the 7 or 8 or possibly 9 ranking if you have an SEO company working for you. So if you don't have a 7 or 8 or a 9 for your company, that is another red flag. Something's up. They're not doing something, or there are holes in the system. The third thing I look at is SEO site checkup. And again, all those websites are free, so you can go and check them out right now. And you put your URL again right here, and you can say, I just want to look for just very specific things, or you can say, just look for all the available factors, and then just click on checkup. And again, you're going to get a result for your website, which will be immediate. And again, for the grand price of free. So you can't go wrong there. And right here, you're getting a 68 out of 100. That's a little bit better. But again, you really, if you're having an SEO company in the back of your website, you should be in the 80 or 90 range. So, that's really where you should be at. And the fourth thing that I look, if I suspect that the website might not be mobile optimized, which at quick glance I could have tell that's probably not really mobile optimized, I go to the Google mobile friendly test, and you put the URL here and you click on analyze, and it's going to give you the answer, and it confirmed my fear that this website was not mobile friendly. So it was bad with Moz Local, Nibbler gave it a bad score, SEO Tools did not give it a good score, and it's not mobile optimized. This company is not being properly served in terms of SEO. So the question is, how do I know it's working? Well, you do those 4 tests. If you don't have a good answer there, then the work is not being done properly. Now, to dig a little bit deeper in how do I know it's working, well, your SEO is a marketing expense, and marketing is generating leads. So it should be measured against your KPIs, which are key performance indicators. I want to know, as an SEO company, how many leads are you currently getting through your website? How many phone calls are being generated from your websites, and how many form submissions, inquiries, or appointments requests, or contact forms are you currently getting on your website? That would give us the measuring stick that we are doing a better job, and we're producing more leads than you were getting prior to you doing SEO, or we're producing more leads that you were getting with your old provider or your old SEO provider. That's really the KPIs, is really what we're looking for. And if your SEO company is not measuring what they're doing against KPIs, that's a big missing, because this is how you know you're winning. That's what's interesting for us, is when we're doing SEO for a company, is how we're going to measure that we're winning for you. And it's really important because we want to know that. So that's really the answer for you is, how do you know it's working? Well, it's producing leads. If it's not producing leads for you, if it's not producing phone calls or inquiries on your website, then it's just simply not working. Okay, so that's just as simple as that. Now, if your SEO is costing you, let's just say $500 a month, right, which is about $6,000 a year, how many sales do you need to have in order to justify the expense? Now, this is something you have to figure out based on the value of a customer, and especially your profit margin. For some clients, it's going to be, all I need is 4 clients for the entire year, because each client is worth $25,000. And so if I get 4, that's going to be $100,000, then it's working out for me. But if a client is worth $300, then you're going to need to have significantly more clients or significantly more leads coming in order for you to convert them into clients. So it's really your KPIs you really are based on the annual expense that you have with your SEO and measuring it against how many leads you're getting. I mean, that's just the basic balance when it comes to marketing. So the next question that I get every single time is, what are we paying you for? What is it that you do? Oftentimes people have either, had SEO people come to them and they're not clear what they're doing, or they're telling them what they're doing, but it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to break it down for you so you know exactly what SEO entails and what you should be expecting from an SEO company. So whatever I'm telling you, if your SEO company is not doing that, that would be room for concerns. So the first thing you have to take in consideration is if you're paying your SEO company $500 a month or $1,000 a month, the rate for SEO services is about $100 an hour, right? So if you're doing $500 a month, and you're going to get about 5 hours of services in a month. Now, if they're right, then you should ask them what is the hourly rate. If they're saying their hourly rate is $100 or $75, depending on the company, then you're either getting 5 or 7 hours a month. So in terms of what is being done with SEO, the first step that any SEO is going to do for your company is a KRA, which is a keyword research analysis. That takes about a couple of hours. You're going to dig in and you're going to find out all the keywords that are relevant for that specific company. And then whether you're coming up with 10, 20, or 30, it's going to take you about a couple of hours, right? It shouldn't take you more than that. It's not rocket science. It's kind of like digging it, and you put it into one of our analysis software, and it tells us the quality of the keywords, because some keywords of better value than others. Better value, which means that they would be less competitive and still have a moderate to high traffic for them, as opposed to being extremely difficult to rank for. They may have a lot of traffic, but they would be extremely difficult to compete for. And then there are other keywords that are actually very easy to rank for, but they have zero traffic. And I've seen that. People are saying, look, we're ranking for those keywords. I said, well, they have zero traffic, no value. So keyword KRA, keyword research analysis, that takes us about a couple of hours to do. Then the next thing we do is the CRA, which is the competitive research analysis. Now we're looking at your competition. What is your competition is doing? SEO is done on page 1 of Google organically, right? So the organic search, when you're searching for something, page 1 is coming up. This is where it's actually done. So this is what we're going to be looking at, is who's ranking there, which is your competition, and what is it that they're doing. Our job is to outwork them. Okay, it's just as simple as that. So whatever they're doing, in terms of if they're doing push-ups, if they're doing 10 push-ups, then all we have to do to beat them is we have to do 11 push-ups, right? So that's the rule. So we're going to look at your first top 3 competitors, and then we're going to see what they're doing, what they're ranking for, and whatnot. And that's going to take us, again, a couple of hours to do. Now, once we have the KRA and the CRA, the key research analysis, keyword research analysis, the competition research analysis, then we're going to optimize your website. So optimizing your website is going page by page and optimizing the page, which is optimizing the Windows title, the page title, the text, the images, making sure it got calls to action, making sure that the website is properly built. So when Google is indexing all the websites for your keywords, you actually percolate to the top, or you actually are properly built. So you're making Google's job easy to figure out where they should be putting you. That takes about 10 to 20 hours depending on the website, right? Should be about no more than an hour per page, right? So if you have 10 pages, which is the minimum number of pages, or if you have 20 pages, then it's going to take about 20 hours to do, okay? So that's number 1, number 2, number 3. Obviously, the fourth thing is the local listing optimization, which is what we were talking with the Moz Local. That's one of the things that we need to have done, having your house in order, just making sure these 14 data aggregators are set and they have all the data and all the information that is important, because that helps Google. And that's the fourth thing. That will take about, depending on how good or bad you are, it takes about, I'll say, a full day or 8 hours, right? So basically, all those things is what needs to be done on a website in order to optimize it, which is about, I would say, on average, on the low end, 20 hours, on the high end, 40 hours worth of work. So if you do the math and you multiply it by $100, we were talking about $4,000 worth of work that needs to be done, because if it's at $2,000 to $4,000 worth of work. Now, the vast majority of this work cannot be crammed into a week. It has to be spread out, which is basically where you're paying $500 a month. The SEO company is expecting you to be doing this for month and month to come, because they can't cram everything up front, and they're basically staggering it over the next few months. So within 2, 3, 4 months, you should be done in terms of optimizing your website. And then after that, you really should not be touching the website at all. In the first 9 months after you've optimized the website, you should leave it alone. Like, don't touch anything you've done. Let Google do its thing and let your page rank. So this is at this point where you're starting to pull back from the website and not touching anything. What you should be doing on month 4 or 5 is now you should be producing relevant and interesting content. That is done with blogs, it's done with videos, it's done with posting those blogs and that interesting content on social media, possibly sending an email marketing blast to your clients. So you're producing a blog, then this blog gets posted on social media, then it's get emailed to your clients, and it's producing links and people coming back to your website. That is helping your website rank better and then start to gain visibility and showing up on all the page one. So once all that is done, I mean, it's like if you've had a relationship with an SEO company and they've been working for you for a year, they should be in the phase of now where they really are producing content. They should be producing relevant content because, after they've done their optimization, there's just not much more work that they're doing besides giving you a monthly report. The monthly report just takes really just about an hour. So the rest of the time, if you're paying them $500, it's about another 3 to 4 hours of work. At least they should be giving you a couple of blogs a month and then posting that on social media. And all this is what helps you in the long run. Now, after 9 months to a year, then you go back and then you do another full-scale analysis. You're looking at what keywords work, what didn't work, and then you start to tweak. You're going to stop going after keywords that are not giving you any traction and then replace them with new one. But that's basically what an SEO company should be doing for you. Optimizing your website, doing research, and then producing content on an ongoing basis, fresh, relevant, interesting content, which is producing leads to your website. So that was the video of the day. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.